Hello again. When I was about 9 or 10 years old, a priest came to the door one day. He was one that we knew, that my dad knew. My dad and my brother and I were there. My mother was working. My sisters were out. And he said, the priest said, "I'm going flying, and I'd like to take the boys along." I guess we had known that he was a pilot and had access to an airplane that he could fly. My dad said, "Okay." So we got in the priest car, drove out to Gillespie Field, which was in San Diego, but a little bit out of town. And we got into this plane that was a Piper. It was like a Piper Cub. For anybody that knows the Piper family, the Piper Cub had the pilot in front and the passenger in back. This one had the pilot in front and 2 seats in the back. It was called a Piper Cruiser, I think. I think it was a J4 or J5. And a fairly slow airplane, but a very safe one. Took off easily and flew easily. He took off, flew around a little bit, and flew over to our house and circled it a few times. One of the nice things about the Piper was that the windows would open easily. They opened this way and hooked up to the wing. So you could fly with the window open, and it made it easy to see down. In fact, you could get your head out if you were willing to take some wind. And we did that. Both my brother and I were able to look over and look down where we were going. We went to our house, circled quite a while around that area, and we had a chance to see what our neighborhood looked like from the top, from what our school looked like, all that area. Even went down to the harbor and flew over the harbor and so on. Well, while we were circling the house, my mother came home from work. And when she walked in, the first thing she said was, "Where are the boys?" And so my dad said, "Oh, well, come on outside." So they went outside, and he saw the plane circling, pointed up and said, "See that little plane up there?" And she looked up and he said, "There they are." At first she didn't believe him, but then she did. I'll never forget that one. It was such an experience. I vowed then I would learn how to fly. I would be flying. It took me a long time to finally get my pilot's license. That was years later. When I was in high school, I did join the Civil Air Patrol cadets, and there were a lot of private pilots that were willing to take us up. I was never able to learn how to fly. I couldn't afford it. But at least I was able to go flying. And I did a lot of it then and enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a great experience. That led me to then go to the ROTC, Air Force ROTC, when I went into college. And finally going on to the Air Force when I got out of college as a second lieutenant, go to navigator school and bombardier school and fly for a while. And I'll certainly be telling you more about that. But that was the beginning of my flying in my life. Short one. This is a short thing. Be back soon, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.